Hello, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Melanated Way. We are covering all things Darcey and Stacey, season 3, episode 3, Crowned and Miami Bound. And I'm channeling throughout the show my inner Darcey. We're going to do some housekeeping first, real quick, and then we're going to jump into the show. Shout out to my Patreon subscribers. I noticed there are a few new subscribers. Woohoo! Welcome to the party. So without you guys, these shows wouldn't be possible. If you want to support the show in any way possible, bottom of your screen, you can see where you can support the show, as well as there are super chats and super stickers available on YouTube. And if you're listening over anywhere you stream your podcast, you can support the show there as well. So a lot of opportunity. All right. That being said, Crowned and Miami Bound. So it is Miss Teen Connecticut Day, and the whole family is out. Georgie's there to support. Darcey's there. Stacey's there. Florian's there. The dad's there. Everyone's there. They've bought flowers for her, but Georgi only likes Bulgarian flowers, so he doesn't want to smell these roses. And I'm like, but does Georgi have Bulgarian rose money? Like, can you be that specific? Because you ain't got no job. You should like all the flowers. You should like the cheapo flowers. You should like the flowers that are in the garden. That's what I'm saying. Anyhow, so they're all there. Hey, Sea Cruise. Hey. They're all there. And we know that Georgi and Darcey are working out their relationship. They're there together. Georgi gives us a little tidbit that apparently he's a pageant organizer. And back in Bulgaria, he helped organize a pageant. And then he took over the pageant circuit in Bulgaria and ended up having like the best pageant. So he knows all about pageants, and he knows that you have to support. So he's there to support. And Aniko, actually. And meanwhile, so ridiculous. Stacey's there, and she comes with Florian, and she's processed what Georgi said. She's forgiven him for all his wrongdoings. Hey, Joey, you're new. Everyone, welcome Joey from Metro Detroit. Holla. So she's going to try to, work it out, try to be cordial with Georgi, and Georgi's going to ignore any negativity that she's throwing his way. He wants to just completely have no drama, and he's starting to realize, you guys, that he needs Stacey on his side because they're twins and they're sisters, and if she's bad talking him, that's all that's going to be in her mind. So Mike shows up, the dad, and Florian and Georgi head over to line up. I guess they have to line up and get their seats. So meanwhile, that gives the opportunity of dad and his daughters. And you guys, you know what? Do you notice how he's kind of like with the daughters? I feel like he thinks his daughters are extra, and he loves them because those are his kids, but he loves his grandbabies better, in my humble opinion. So he's sitting down with them, and he's like, what's the deal here? And Darcey explains, her and Georgi are working it out, and that she really sees an effort being made by him. And Stacey's like, yeah, but I'm still just not comfortable that he's coming to Miami, And I was like, okay, but Stacey, what is your problem exactly? Like, I just feel like she hates on her own twin so very much. Like, I almost feel like she doesn't want Darcey to find happiness. I almost feel like she wants Darcey to be alone. Do you know what I mean? That's the vibe I'm getting. Glasses number 2. Because I am channeling Darcey and her suitcase of sunglasses. So Mike's like, you know what? Let's not even talk about any of this. Let's make today about Aniko because it's about Aniko. I have my own personal thoughts and concerns, but today is not the day to bring it up. We're going to talk about it at another date. So, Aniko feels like the pageant world, and I don't know enough about the pageant world, you guys, but the pageant world helped her build her confidence. She worked really hard on it. And so the pageant starts with Erin Brady, who apparently is a 2013 Miss USA. She does the opening. And it's going well. It's going well. Aniko looks good. I don't know why I keep calling her Aniko. It's Aniko, and I keep saying Aniko. Aniko does a fitness portion, the evening gown portion, and I don't know what other portions there were. Those are the ones that I saw. And she looks gorgeous. She looks confident. And everyone is happy and prideful. And you see like Georgi in the middle of Darcey and Stacey giving them hugs. I was like, oh, so we're just all one happy family all of a sudden. Those are some wild glasses. And C. Cruz says, loving the glasses and your shirt. Thanks. I am channeling Darcey with my glasses today, y'all. What? Anyhow, Aniko does really well. She ends up not winning, but she did end up in the top 10, I believe, but not the top 5 or something like that. But she ends up winning most Miss Photogenic. And she was happy with that. And Darcey was proud. And Darcey's in the back screaming, woo, 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 woo. It's my daughter. That's my mini me. I was like, Darcey, this is really not about you right now. But, you know, good on you for being a happy, prideful mom. But when she was like, yeah, she got it from me, I was like, okay, Darcey, you are not just the center. So Aniko comes back and she's happy with her win. And what was weird, and I wonder if you guys noticed it as well, that it was happy tears that Aniko had, but Darcey thought that she was sad. So Darcey like puts her hands on her face. She's like, it's okay. It's okay. And Aniko's looking at her like, I'm fine. I'm actually really, really happy. And I was like, way to not read the room, Darcey. Way to not read the room. So it's time for some new glasses. There we go. Lori's like, what is happening right now? Lori, I'm channeling Darcey's suitcase. A suitcase, y'all. A suitcase of sunglasses. Don't be holding any secrets on the other side of those glasses because we can see in the reflection. There are no secrets to have here. No secrets that I can recall. So thank you for that, though, Dream Big. Thank you for that. So pageant's over. Darcey's trying to console her happy daughter. And then we go to Stacey and Florian. I just love Florian. Can I tell you how much I love Florian? So Florian is in the bedroom, and Stacey comes in. She's super excited because she's got a bunch of floral shirts for a party that they're gonna have, and he doesn't like any of them. He's like, I don't like them. That looks like, and they look like they're for garden guides. And he's like, no, I don't want it. He says, I don't want it. I want it. No. I was like, tell us how you really feel. So Debbie and Reina are holding a party, a Miami-based theme party, because House of 11 got accepted to Miami Swim Week. So they're going to go over to the bar and they're going to have a party. And so that's the theme. Everyone's going to do my MIA. But here's the thing. They did say that it was going to be at a bar. And then they were in like this random, I don't even know. It looked like they were at some park or I don't even know. It was weird to me. I was like, where is this bar? Is this an outside bar? Is it the back of the bar? Like, I don't understand what's happening. So they're going to the bar, but meanwhile, Florian is like not into it. He's like, who cares about a Miami theme? It's terrible shirts with cactus and like pineapples and other bullshit. And Stacey's like, yeah, but it's fun. He's like, nah, I don't like it. I'm not into it. I'm not doing all of that. And some people don't like theme parties. Like some people just don't like it, which, you know, is fair. It's fair, I think. So he's like, you know what? I'm not into it. It's BS. And Stacey's like, well, you know what? If you don't want to do that, then how about I do a pop quiz? And now when I was like, pop quiz, how is that fun? No one has ever said quizzes are fun. So Stacey wants to do a pop quiz. And so the first thing she says is, what state is Miami in? And he's looking at her. He's like, I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this. She's like, no, you have to answer. He's like, obviously Florida. And then she says, and how many states are there in America? And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, yeah, no, you have to answer. You have to answer. And she's like, he's like, I don't know. And she's like, 51. I died of laughter. She starts talking about 51 states. Aren't you the American and you don't know where or how many states are in America? That seems a little odd. And then you're trying to give misinformation to your own husband. That's a bit odd as well. And so the producer goes on and asks, I can't see out of these ones, so they have to come off a little bit. The producer asks Stacey the same question. She's like, how many states are in the United States of America? She's like, 51. And then she starts doubting herself. And she's like, well, I'm pretty sure it's 51 because Puerto Rico. Everyone starts laughing. Everyone starts laughing, including the producers. We get to see the notebooks and reflection. I love it. You guys know that I'm known for my notes, and y'all are busybodies. Y'all should be listening and laughing and hanging out, but y'all are trying to sneak into what's happening over on this end of the party. Oh my God, you guys are wild. Well, then, no more sunglasses for y'all, then. No more sunglasses for y'all. Anyhow. No more sunglasses for y'all, Sea Cruise. So Stacey doesn't know her geography. I wonder how many people can actually name all 50 states. I'm really curious about that. Is there anyone in the live chat that can actually name all 50 states? Because I don't think that I know anyone that can. That's like me having to name every single province in Canada. I actually can do it. But I'm wondering if anyone in here, raise your hand in the live chat if you can, off the top of your head, name all 50 states. That should be a contest we have. Anyhow, Stacey's also feeling anxious about the party. She doesn't want to blow up. Anytime they get together as a family, there's a fight, which is different and contrary to what Darcey says. Darcey says every time they get together, it's all peace and love, and they just love spending family time. I'm like, are we watching the same show, Darcey? So Georgi and Darcey are en route to the party. She's excited, but also anxious as well, because she doesn't know what to expect. She's worried that her friends are going to say, and I feel like Darcey spends a lot of time worrying about her friends. I think she should spend more time just worrying about herself and her relationship. I agree. Lights, you're new, but I agree with you. I feel like Stacey does start some drama with her sister. And like I said earlier, I think that she wants her sister in a maybe in a passive way. She wants her sister to be single, you know? Lori says, I'm Canadian and probably could, maybe. All right. Challenge on, Lori. Challenge on. So they get there. Georgi decides that he is going to take Father Mike aside before the party because he wants to, you know, say that he's there for the family. He's really working hard on the relationship and he wants to do everything in his power to make everything work in the relationship. Yeah, you do, because you ain't got no money and you ain't got no job. And Darcey is your meal ticket to your entire life. And you notice when she was gone that you were in Virginia not doing anything. So yeah, you realize, oh, by the way, my life isn't as great when when I'm not with Darcey. So let me do everything in my power to make this relationship work. But he's super awkward about it. So they're standing there and Mike's looking at him. And I really like Mike's personality. I feel like he is level-headed. And so he's like, hey, it's hot today. And Mike's looking at him. He's like, nice weather today. And Mike's just looking at him. He gives up this big sigh and another big sigh. And finally says, Darcey and I have had some ups and downs in our relationship, but we're really working on it. And we're going to counseling. And, part of the issue is we have a hard time communicating. So we're working on that. And Mike is like, yeah, you both have to put an effort in. He thinks it's good that they're going to counseling, but he also, which I think is really interesting, you guys, like this is the part that I was like, I feel like Father Mike, he already knows that this is not going to work out. And he doesn't say it directly because he wants to be supportive of them. But when he says, I think it's great that you guys are going to counseling. I think it's great that you guys are trying to work your relationship out, but he doesn't think that the relationship Darcey is hoping for will materialize with Georgi. And I was like, you guys in the live chat are so fantastic. Dream Big says maybe Stacey deals with separation anxiety. So long as she keeps interfering with Darcey's relationship, she's assured to keep Darcey close by. That's fair. The only thing is they're always together anyways, and she has her own relationship that she should focus on. So I think that Stacey should just go ahead and stick to her own relationship, because I'm going to say it now, I was going to say it later. But the thing that I find interesting about Stacey, one of the main things that she hates the most about Georgi is she feels like Darcey pays for everything, pays the rent, pays for food, pays his way, buys him things, all the things. But couldn't the argument be made that she does the same thing for her husband, Florian? Because he can't work yet. They just got married, so he's got to wait for his green card and his work permit and all the things. So I'm just the saying, the pot calling the kettle black. What? And then also too, now that I think about it, you guys are crazy. Oh, I think Faye Z can name them all. I'm not going to say them all out, but Faye Z is on it with all the states. Look at that. That's impressive. The other thing I wanted to say about Stacey is that, remember, she already had her own cheating scandal with Florian. Remember when Florian cheated with what's her name? What was her name? Began with an S. And she put all through social media. They were lying in the bed together. It was all part of season 1. And so I don't know, why are you throwing the daggers over on your sister's relationship when you need to be focused on your own relationship, in my opinion. Anyhow, so Dad's kind of like, this is not going to materialize the way I think Darcey wants it. And the other thing he said, a key component to the success of this relationship is going to be if you bond with her daughters, right? Aniko and Aspen, because that's a package. The 3 of them are a package. Now, here's my question to y'all, okay? This is my question that I don't understand, that I need someone to answer. So he's riding on this Miami trip for it to be a bonding moment with Aniko and Aspen. My question is, what have you been doing this whole time that you were with Darcey? You've been with Darcey for over a year now. What have you been doing that you haven't already bonded with them? You see what I'm saying? Why all of a sudden this Miami trip? Oh, I'm going to make an effort. Dude, you've had over a year to bond with them and you haven't. So it's going to seem disingenuous. Like it's not going to seem real because, dude, I've known you for a year. All of a sudden now you've taken an interest in me. Like what happened last year? Anyone see that? I think it's bizarre. All of you guys are trying to figure out the 50 states. I love it. We'll do a geography class next. Light says the kids aren't even with Darcey, though. That's true. That's true. But I don't think that the kids have to be with Darcey 24/7 for him to make his own individual effort to have a relationship with them. You know, invite them out to brunch, invite them out to lunch, go to the park, see what their interests are and, you know, offer to do some of those things together. I think that you deciding that all of a sudden, you're going on a trip that you have no money for. So obviously Darcey is sponsoring you coming because she wants to work on the relationship. But what are you going to, did you even say, hey, listen, maybe I'll take a day and tour Miami with the daughters? But I don't think one little trip is going to be enough time to think that your relationship, he said, is on the line if he doesn't bond with them. Listen, y'all, those girls are going to be in Miami. If anyone's ever been to South Beach, they are going to be at the beach. They're going to be at the restaurants. They're going to be shopping on the strip. Like, they're not going to be sitting there like, hey, yeah, so like, let's take a moment to bond. It's not going to happen that way. So we'll see. We'll see. I just think it's weird that, you know, he's taken this long to bond and get to know them. Joey says he's been wishing he was the only one getting gifts. Facts. And Olivia said, I liked how the dad was honest about his own failed marriage and advice about relationship with kids. I like that too, which is what I was going to bring up as well. Because he said, you know, my second wife, I was like, your second wife? How many wives have you had, Mike? Because you seem like such a good guy. Like, what's going on there? What's that backstory? Can we get more of that backstory? I feel like sometimes on our shows, there are opportunities to dig a little deeper and we miss them. And that's unfortunate because I think that would be a great storyline. Like bring in his little history because the show is about relationships. Just saying. But yeah, he said my last wife didn't like my kids. And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, so that means his last wife didn't like Darcey and Stacey. Funny, not funny. Moving on. They get there, and Reina and Debbie are there. All of a sudden, these two who took a huge stance and we're like, oh my God, we can't believe you. F this, Darcey. And they took off last week. All of a sudden, their words, they don't care what's going on with Darcey and Georgi. I was like, since when? Texas Gina's in the house. Since when do you don't care? Because last week you guys were on your high horse and you walked out and all of a sudden y'all don't care? Why did you waste 2 hours of my time taking a crazy stance about how much you're not into it and they're toxic for each other and woo, woo, woo. Okay. Whatever. Darcey apologizes and the friend's like, hey, there's no need to apologize. We just think it's the same shit, different day. And then Darcey's like, well, by the way, he's here for the party. And they're like, yeah, well, that's your decision. It's your life. We love you anyways. And I was like, okay, so we've forgiven him. And this is the thing that I hate, you guys. I hate this. Okay. I hate it to the core. I think it's terrible. And maybe it's a person, maybe it's my bad and I should do better. But like, if I don't like you, I don't like you. And what I'm not about to do is be fakey, smiley in your face. So Georgie comes in, and what does Reina do? Reina's like, hey, Georgie, oh, you look great. I was like, see, I would rather you tell me directly that you don't like me. I would rather that you're like, I don't fuck with her, and I don't fuck with you, and that's cool. What I don't like is, I'm going to pick on Texas Gina. Hey, Texas Gina, and I'm talking to Olivia. Oh, you know that Texas Gina? I can't stand her. And can you believe what she had on? And oh my God, did you hear what she did? And let me just tell you. And then meanwhile, Texas Gina comes in the room, and I'm like, hey girl, hey. I hate that shit. Anyways, Stacey shows up with Florian, and they've brought over Mom Nancy. And I'm also very curious about Mom Nancy, because I noticed that she doesn't talk very much, and she's not on the show very much. And I find that interesting. What's that about? What is that about? I'm very curious, you guys. I want to know about Mother Nancy. We heard a little bit about her in this episode, but I want to hear her talk, and I want to hear what her whole story is. Can we get a little bit of that? If we're going to bring in the whole family, let's bring in the storyline of the family too, so that we can get to know them. So anyways, they're playing ring toss with Darcey's legs. And again, the friends are talking about Georgi, saying, all of a sudden now they like Georgi and Darcey as people. And now they just are rooting for their happiness. Are y'all? Because you, Stacey, and Debbie have just been talking shit this whole time. I don't get it. Hey, Lindsay, we got a lot of new people in the live chat. Welcome, newbies. Welcome to the party. Anyhow, oh yeah, I forgot to say, take a minute if you can and hit that thumbs up, because I always forget to say that. I have noticed that. So Light says, have you noticed though, Stacey fills Mike's head with drama? Well, yeah, because she likes the drama that it creates in Darcey's life. And I also think too, if you think about it, it's very sibling-ish from back in the day when you were a kid, where maybe you're not living your life right, or maybe you're doing some shady stuff at the house that you're not supposed to be doing. And so you throw your sibling under the bus so that your parents aren't looking your way. They're looking in the other direction at the other kid that you're calling out. I feel like it's very much a little bit like that. How is it, don't get me started, but I'll just say this. How is it Darcey that's always doing the wrong and Darcey is the bad person? When if you think about it, Darcey's the one that made them all famous. Darcey's the one that not only brought on her sister, but she brought in her whole family so they all can get checks. She brought in her unemployed boyfriend and her sister's unemployed husband so they can all get checks, and I know that they have a business and all the stuff, but they had that business before they had this international platform. So I'm just saying, if Darcey is just this so bad person, which she's not, y'all need to think about what she's done for you. That's what I think. And I think Stacey should be the first to be her biggest cheerleader, because she's also her twin. That being said, Darcey and Stacey are just they're hanging out. And then they are practicing their finale walk. So they've made it into swim meet week, which is why they're going to Miami. And at the end of the show, they're going to walk down, because that's what designers do at the end of the show. So they want to practice their walk down the runway. And then this is, okay, so someone needs to also explain this to me. So they think that they have an inspirational power walk and nobody can compare to them. What does that mean? And I'm going to be honest, you guys, I took way too much time trying to dissect what that actually even means. they have an inspirational, powerful walk. So, are you saying that this catwalk down the runway is going to inspire other women, and that your walk is powerful? And by powerful, do you mean confident? Like see, that's how I go down these rabbit holes, because I don't understand what they're saying. And I have to tell you that I love Darcey. Darcey, heart, love you. You know that girl. But I feel like sometimes you just talk in inspirational talk. Example being, today is beautiful Wednesday. And Wednesdays is all about love and peace and happiness and joy and power and living and growth and inspiration and faith and living my truth and joy and flowers. I'm just saying a bunch of words. What does that mean? And that I find it interesting. I feel like it's like this. If you want to be the Tony Robbins, be the Tony Robbins, but like string your inspiration together in some type of thesis statement so it's cohesive and it makes sense, and then you will truly inspire people. I don't think that if you just throw out inspirational words, I don't think if you throw out inspirational words, that's how it works. Joy, and you get love, and you shoot for the stars, and you are flowers, and you are in power. Like, okay, stop it. Stop it. Vanessa says inspirational word salad. It is that. It's like it's an inspirational cornucopia of words. Anyhow, they're going to do this inspirational power walk down the runway. And what I thought was interesting is when the cameraman panned over to the dad was rolling his eyes, which goes back to my theory that I think his dads just think that they're extra and he's kind of like sick of them. You know what I mean? Like, I love you kids, but like you two are just over the top. So Georgi makes a little joke. He's like, thanks for hosting the Middletown Fashion Week. Everyone starts laughing. Now here's the thing. These two, they're keeping their eye on the prize and they start rapping their song. And it's like, I was like, oh God, no, please just, can we just, that's annoying, right? Yeah, fuck, it's annoying. Anyhow, we find out that apparently these two have dreamt about being big superstar recording artists. And so when they were out here and living in LA, they met some people, ended up in a studio, and that's how it all got started. And they recorded their first single, Doing It Big. And according to Darcey and Stacey, I'm going to need to do a little bit of research because I've heard the song and I've seen the video. But according to Darcey and Stacey, they used to play that song in the clubs. It was a hit in the streaming services. And people would stop them in the street and be like, hey, we love your song. I never heard of their song until they said that they had a song back in the day when Darcey and Stacey a little bit were on the original 90 Day Fiancé. That's the first time in my entire life that I even knew that they had this hit Doing It Big song. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that they're fibbing. I'm just saying in what clubs in LA. Could you name the clubs? Because then I could do my own research and see if that was true. I'm just saying. So, they recorded this song And then not only did they record this song, but they are going to be walking down the runway. So that finale walk that they're doing down the runway after the show, they're going to be walking down the runway to their own song. And literally said there's no shame to their game. They know that they're auto-tuned to death, but they don't care. It's a hit, y'all. It's a hit. Cameraman pans to the family and friends and everyone. When I say everyone, you guys can go back and look for yourself. Everyone's eyes were rolling. The daughters say that basically this song is chuggy, which means like it's very out of style. It's not trendy. It's cringy. And hey, we love her. We love you too. We love our auntie. We love our mom. But this song, even the daughters say, nah, that ain't it. So we head over to the dad's house, which I think is also interesting because so the dad's selling his house to buy a dream home for his retirement. Now, in real time, he bought the house, you guys, and the house is amazing. It's beautiful. It's like a huge mansion, so he bought it. But what's interesting is guess who is living in his new mansion? Guess. I'll let you guys guess in the live chat. If you're watching the replay, you can guess in the comments, or you can talk about it in the comments because I'm about to tell you. But who do you think in real time is living in Mike's new mansion? And while you guys think about it and talk about it, yes, dream everyone. So you know how they talked about in this episode how we found out that when Darcey and Stacey were married, both of them and their husbands and their kids all lived in dad's house. Well, guess what? In real time, life hasn't changed much. He's moving to a bigger house. And guess what? Darcey and Stacey are bringing their new boyfriends and husbands to the new house, which is why I was like, well, why are you downsizing? Why are you decluttering? Because you're bringing a clutter of people to your dad's new house. Anyways, as they're decluttering before they go to Miami, they sit down with the dad and we find out something else, because, the dad has been funding their entire lives. He sits down. He's like, so, are you guys all ready and set and focused for your fashion show? And they're like, yeah, the theme is 11/11. Okay, so this is, again, goes to my point. The theme, okay, it's Miami Fashion Swim Week. So I'm not, I'm my own marketing genius, but I would think if you had a theme, you would think about like what the overall patterns of your swim selection was, and you would think about what's hot and popping, specifically, in all the hotter places in the world. You would think about that. But I just feel when someone says the theme is 11/11, it's angelic, it's light and bright, and it's manifesting, never give up and manifest your dreams, strength and power. I just feel like those are just words. And how do those words correlate to your new swim collection? 11/11, angelic, light and bright, manifesting, never give up, manifest your dreams, strength and power. Like, what? And then meanwhile, you're going to go down to your Doing It Big song. Now the dad just looks at them and says, but have you set up your budget? Y'all, I died. I was like, Mike is keeping it real. And they're like, yeah, we have a makeup artist. We're doing a casting call. And the dad's like, but are you focused? Because your focus needs to match the effort. And we find out, he spent a lot pumping into this company years ago, and they had no focus, no effort, and they were spending too much too quickly. And he's decided that he's not contributing anymore to this whole dream and especially Miami. Like, I see in his mind the wheels ticking. He's like, what I'm not about to do is pay for this whole Miami trip and pay for Fashion Week for you and your boyfriend and you and your husband. I'll probably pay for my grandbabies, but what I'm not about to do is fund this whole nonsense, because we learn that when they were in LA, their dad was their angel investor. And here's the thing that I was like, wait, how does that have anything to do with your business? But they got luxury cars, luxury apartments. They got an office in Beverly Hills. They went on shopping sprees. And I was like, well, that all sounds like you personal, like what you want. And you want to live like the LA lifestyle. Instead of like, hey, we're starting a new business from the ground up. We have X amount of seed money. Let's go ahead and spend it wisely and invest in our business. Anyhow, he's like, I'm going to need you guys to stay focused and stay focused on what you're doing. And he's kind of not thrilled that Georgi is joining them in Miami because he feels like it's going to be a distraction. But, he also knows his daughters are grown. Eyes on the prize. So we head over back to Stacey and Florian's house. We find out that apparently Florian is an esthetician. He grooms Stacey. He contours her. He spray tans her. He waxes her. He helps her with her hair extensions. He does lip gloss. Like, I was like, who knew that Florian was so talented? And he makes a joke. Yeah, every salon is looking for me. I love Florian's little sense of humor, by the way. So they're also getting ready for the Miami trip. And Florian, we find out, is a little bit of old school, which makes sense. He's Eastern European. So he is not about over the top dressing. He doesn't want her to show too much skin. Stacey's like, well, it's my body. I'm going to do what I want to do. Plus, I didn't get this snatched to hide my body at home. Yeah, we get it, Stacey. You had I think it was 8 surgeries. They had 8 procedures all at once and continue to do so. So we get it. You don't want to hide this. You snatched. You're snatched. Anyways, Florian's old school. He's happy for Stacey that she feels confident and loves her body, but he just really feels like, as her husband, he should be the only one that's looking at her. Which I'd be interested in how you guys feel about that in relationships. If you're in a relationship with your significant other, gets a lot of attention, is that something that bothers you and makes you jealous? Or are you just like, hey, that's cool. My significant other is the bomb. Curious to know what you guys think. Anyways, we're getting introduced to a new character, Michael Benz. Apparently, he's coming in from LA. He's one of Darcey and Stacey's LA friends who's a DJ/designer. They met years ago in LA, and they're now just still friends. Stacey tells Florian that, they want to do some collabs. So when they're in Miami, they're going to meet up with him. Florian is feeling jealous, and he wants to meet Mike too, because here's something new. He likes to be with Stacey 24/7. Well, of course you do. Because like I was saying earlier, you don't have a job. So, yeah. I mean, I just don't think it's realistic to think that you can be with your partner 24 hours of every day. How about Get a hobby. How about work on your resume? I don't know. Find your separate interests too. I just can't imagine 24 hours of every day you want to be with your significant other. I don't know if that's realistic, but that's what he likes. So he doesn't want to be away from her at any point. If she's going to a business meeting, he's going with her, even if he's not part of the business. If she's going to the salon, he's going to the salon with her. I don't know. It's very weird. Anyhow, we go to Darcey and Georgie's house. They're packing. And Darcey wants Florian to bond with her girls, which again, I think is a little bit weird, right? Because how long y'all been together that this is all of a sudden coming up? But whatever. They're packing. And it's like bikinis, you know, sundresses, all the things. But it's also a literal luggage full of sunglasses because the sunglasses have to match each outfit. Listen, y'all, listen, pre-pandemic, I used to travel, okay? A lot. I feel like travel, you want to be efficient, right? You want to get in, get to your destination, have fun. I personally don't think that I want 10,000 bags with me, and one bag is absolutely not going to just be sunglasses. Like, make some decisions, maybe 2 or 3, but a whole suitcase for your sunglasses? A whole suitcase? And some of the sunglasses still had their price tag stickers on. Anyhow, we also find out that Georgi and Darcey met originally in Miami, so this trip is extra special because she's hoping that they go back to the feelings that they had there and the love that they had for each other. Dream Big is asking if Florian gets along with Stacey's brothers or boys. He absolutely does. They're actually quite close. I've posted to my socials many a times where he's posted photos of them hanging out, going for food and drinks and having fun in Mike's backyard, all the things. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, he gets along with Stacey's boys, and yes, he has connected with them, which is why I keep saying, why has Georgie not done the same? That being said, side note, Darcey looks so different to me. And why I say that is when they went to camera and it was her and her 2 daughters beside her, I was like, I can't believe, like, I know they're a family, but they don't look like, I don't know, she just looks so different to me. She looks so different. And I think I've shown you over the years, gorgeous. I just think she looks so different. So Georgie's gonna try to get close to Aniko and Aspen, but you know, he's feeling like it's gonna be a difficult situation because, you know, it's gonna be hard for him to be another male role figure in their lives because they already have their bio dad, right? And they're really close to their granddad. So he just feels like, where do I fit in? And I just feel like you fit in where you want to fit in, and you make time for people in situations you want to make time for. So it can't be that hard. So they get to Miami. The first thing Stacey says to Florian is, hey, do you love Miami? And Florian's like, I've only seen the airport so far, so I don't know. And she's like, but all of these palm trees. And he deadpan to camera says, we have palm trees in Albania. Then Stacey's like, anytime we come here, good things happen for us. I really feel like you're going to love it here. It's all like peace and joy and love and good. I'm putting extra on it, but that's what she said. She was saying is that good things happen when they're in Miami. And Florian's like, so you think Miami is a miracle? The whole the whole of Miami brings you miracles. What do you mean? I really like his personality. I think it's hilarious. So here's what made me laugh, you guys, and I'm gonna tell it because this is exactly what happened. So they get to the place, right? They get to the place. And I literally wrote, is this another villa? Because remember when they went to Turkey and the Airbnbs, they were calling villas? We rented this beautiful villa and this beautiful villa. And I think that maybe Darcey and Stacey don't know the meaning of the word villa, but I'm going to explain it to you. Everywhere you rent, every beautiful Airbnb house that you rent is not a villa. So I wrote down, is this another villa? They rented, and yes, they're like, oh, this is such a beautiful villa. It's a house with a pool. So they're all hanging out in the pool. Whenever Darcey and Stacey fly, they say they puff up. So they get these cankles, swollen face, swollen body. So they're cooling off in the pool. And Georgie's helping them with the hose. And we find out that Darcey had some weird accident when she was younger. Her brother hit her with a hose, and the hose chipped her lip or her tooth or something like that. And so she has like a little bit of a phobia against hoses. They play some like water games. Georgie's really putting an effort into getting along with Stacey. And so he just really knows that if he can get Stacey on board, then things will be better for his relationship with Darcey. And then, you know how they do their to cameras? Darcey and Stacey do their to camera. And this is the thing that I think is so interesting. So they're talking to each other, but they don't look at each other. They look down. And so they both look down instead of looking like directly at each other when they're talking to each other. Do y'all notice that? It's so, I'm like, what are you guys looking at? What is this new where we just talk like this? Even though I'm talking to you and directly at you, but I'm not gonna look at you. It's very odd. Hey Mandy, hey girl, hey. Anyways, that was the episode. I always encourage you guys to watch the extras because I think the extras are just as hilarious. So, day of the pageant, behind the scenes, inside the episode, Aniko said that she was wearing her heels for hours, and she also gets cankles, and that she was the DJ. Her DJ name is DJ Ty, which opens also happens to be her middle name. And so behind the scenes, while they were all doing their pageantry stuff, she was also the DJ for everyone there. Darcey tries to make these DJ sounds. Her daughters clown her. And then we hear a little bit about Nana, so Darcey's mom. The girls, Aniko and Aspen, were super excited that Nana came out because she doesn't go out very often, we find out. And that's probably why we don't see her and she doesn't talk a lot. But the girls were happy to see her because she's super cute, they say. She always does these little dances. We found out that she used to live in Florida as well. And according to Darcey, she used to be the it girl. She had 2 properties out in Florida that she paid cash right money out for. She made it rain in Florida. We also found out that she's a foodie and she loves sending recipes to her daughters. And she'll not only send the recipes, but she'll also send like the food list that Darcey and Stacey. Oh, that's great. She also sends the food list. So, hey, grown daughters, here's a recipe and here's the food that you need to go ahead and buy to make that recipe. An example that Darcey gave was turkey burgers. I mean, I guess not everyone can cook. Congratulations to Texas Gina, the birth of your grandson. Babies are so fun. We also learned about Aspen, and we found out that Aspen is a little bit of an adventurer. She likes adventures and to explore and do things. So she has a bucket list of things that she wants to do while she's in Miami. And one of the things she wants to do is shark cage diving. She also wants to go paragliding. And she says to camera, "I rather die having fun than any other way." And Darcey gets up in her. She's like, "Rebuke that. I don't like that. Rebuke it. Rebuke it right now." And Aspen's like, "Why? I mean it. Rebuke it." I will not continue further with their behind the scenes episode if you don't rebuke it. I was like, "Oh, okay." She rebukes it. Oh, so funny. Oh, Riverside and Orange County. Hit me up. Texas Gina. That being said, that was the show. We have a lot coming up this week. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing... Okay, so here's what's happening. Tomorrow I'll catch up on David and Annie after the 90 days, as well as Lauren and Alexi. I'm finally, and I know I keep saying it, but I'm sorry, I'm so glad Single Life this season is over. I'm going to finally catch up on Single Life because that's Thursday. On Friday, we're going to do news and gossip. On Friday, I'm going to be releasing a special something. So look out for that. And then that will be the week. So, did I say news and gossip? I think I did. That being said, you guys, thank you so much. Hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. Bye.